So now we need to know how to use the alter table command to work with columns. So here we have a thing in here, this little tag called column clauses. Let's go down to here and let's click on the column clauses, add column clause, modify, drop, rename. We're not going to worry about modify collection, lobs, and way too advanced and complicated. Far too detailed. So add column clause allows you to add a new column, modify allows you to change one, drop allows you to drop, rename. It's pretty obvious. So now let's go to the add column clause. Essentially what you're doing is you're adding a column definition with specific properties. Partition stories, I'm not going to worry about that for now. In the column definition it says column name, data type, all sorts of other interesting things that we're not really too interested in just yet. So let's say alter table show. In fact, let's do this. Venue. Let's say add new column 1, and we have to give it the column name, the data type, simply let's say varchar 232, and we could give it a default of test, and let's go and add another column, say new column 2, an integer. And what else would we want to do? We could say default 0, and let's add new column 3, just showing you by example. Column properties, column definition. We're not interested in sorting or encryption. That's insane for this level of detail. We are interested in column properties, and no, we are not interested in column properties. That's far too detailed. It's got to do with objects, nesting tables, V-arrays, XML types. You don't want to know about that at this stage. So we're just going to add some simple columns, and let's just say we add one without a default integer, or let's use a different data type without a default, a date. Basic data types: strings, numbers, and dates. Let's take a copy of this. Let's go into SQL Developer again. Let's go back up to here, and we're not altering table properties now, so we don't actually need this, because we're not going to look at the table itself in terms of the table's metadata. We're going to look at the structure inside the table. So now I'm going to change the venue table. If I open up the venue table, I can see that I have a bunch of columns in there. Let's go to here and let's run this. It says it alters the table, and let's go to here and try to refresh from this level and click on it again. It's got the columns in there, but it doesn't refresh it there. Let's shut this down and double click on this again, and there we have the new columns. As you can see, we have 32 varchar, an undetermined integer size. This has a default of that, has a default of that, no default. They're all nullable because I didn't set not nulls or with nulls, or if you can remember from the last course how I set up tables. We can specify those in there as well. We could now, for instance, go and change the table, alter table, and we'd need to go and look at the syntax, which we will look at in the next movie.